Follow us on social media, Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget to like. The worst movies of 2024. I do want to start with two particular properties that I didn't get a chance to see, but just based on fan reviews, I wanted to mention. So Joker 2, which is a movie I had no intention of watching because what was the point? The most needless sequel ever made. And apparently narratively, it was only goal was to undo what was done in the first film. Then we have The Acolyte, that was made by some postmodern feminists under the guise of the Star Wars brand to divide the fan base even more. I'm pretty much over Star Wars. I've been over Star Wars. I haven't been interested in Star Wars ever since, I don't know, what was it? After The Force Awakens? Rogue One is probably the only film that has any kind of merit to exist as part of the canon. Guys, let's stop real quick for a commercial break. Support the channel. Buy the Stars and Stripes Freedom Deck. This is a one-of-a-kind design, only available in the USA. Available from La Casa Loca on eBay and Etsy. But anyways, let's get to the films. So the first film, there's probably gonna be a lot of haters. Beetlejuice. There was too many stories competing with each other, and it was not amusing. It was not entertaining. A lot of the plot points were predictable, particularly with the two men. The fiance of Winona Ryder's character, he was predictably going to be the bad guy. It was just the first conversation they have with each other in the bathroom. It was just a dead giveaway, like, okay, this guy's the bad guy. And then the boy toy for Jenna Ortega's character, his story, I guess, from what I've heard, also was very similar to the Wednesday show story, that she kind of falls in love with some guy and he ends up being the bad guy anyways. So, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe the writer for the Wednesday show was also the writer for the Beetlejuice sequel. So they literally just busted out that meme where it's like, hey, copy my homework, but okay, just change it a little. And then they just did that with Beetlejuice. It was literally just a rip off of the Wednesday story, which was, I didn't watch the Wednesday show either, but I guess I don't have to because it was the same exact thing in Beetlejuice. Michael Keaton is the only thing in the sequel that absolutely nails it, but he is Michael Keaton. And honestly, in my opinion, in the story, he's actually the good guy. He's still like trying to get at Winona Ryder. In order for her to agree to marry him, she wants his help to save her daughter. And Beetlejuice, knowing that he's going to break the laws of the underworld, is like, you got it, tits. So he literally risked his life, his mortality in the immortal world to save the daughter so he could get the girl at the end of the movie, but instead they just kill him again. So they did my man dirty. All right, Beetlejuice, he didn't deserve that. Next up is Speak No Evil, which is a film where the pacing was really much better than the original for the first two acts of the film. But man, that ending really fell off of a cliff because the ending of the original Speak No Evil is so chaotically evil that you just never forget it. Like if you tell me Speak No Evil, I'm always going to think of the Danish ending and just how brutal and evil of an ending that was. Whereas the American remake, the ending is so disappointing. I suppose it's disappointing if you haven't seen the original. But I will say though, watching the original film, the pacing is painfully slow for the first two acts. So yeah, the remake, the pacing in the first two acts definitely was improved. But that ending, I just cannot forgive. Never Let Go. In this film, they give you all the information you need to know about the ending in the very beginning, where she explains to her boys about the little girl lost in the forest. When she tells that story, you already know, all right, this woman's crazy. It's all a delusion. So Never Let Go. The one positive thing I'll say about that movie is the two boys, the actors, they were really good. Their performances were outstanding. So I hope to get more work in the future based off of their performance from this particular film. All right, this next film I'm really sad about because I was really looking forward to this movie. It is Megalopolis. Now, you could just watch the trailer and you just get all the visual information you need. Just like you get the eye candy from the trailers. But once you actually watch the film, the graphics are either very good and they're complemented with the cinematography, or they're just terrible and they're not going to age well because they're already not well. So, but yeah, it ain't that deep, bro. The only thing that we get good out of this film is that moment where Adam Driver says, "The club."
I work without caring what happens to either of us. So go back to the club.
Conclave. This, I kind of had an idea of what I was getting into when I was going to watch the film originally, just due to Mary Morgan's upset rant before the film even came out. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it anyways just to see for myself if it really is going to be that ridiculous. And boy, it was. It's an interesting mystery thriller throughout the whole movie until they get to the very end where they have this plot twist reveal. And it's just like every other Hollywood film that has to do with, like, you know, let me guess, religion is the bad guy. Kind of like the new intergalactic game. The synopsis of that is religion guy bad. Anyways, Conclave was, like I said, really good up until that plot twist end, that edgy plot twist ending that we've never seen from Hollywood ever before. Wow, it was so original. I just couldn't believe they did something so new and original. Finally, Gladiator 2. It is the exact same story as the first film, but if someone wanted to make a bad version of it, which unfortunately was Ridley Scott, who made the amazing first film. They didn't even try to do anything original with this story. Maximus basically died for nothing. He was a hero to be forgotten right after the credits. But those are my worst movies of 2024. I'm sure there's going to be people in the comments who are going to be seething. But you know what? If you enjoyed those films, I'm glad you did. Because it sucks to go watch a film, especially if you're looking forward to the film, and to leave the theater disappointed. So if any of you watched these films and you had fun, then good for you. I'm glad you got your money's worth. But for me, it just did not hit the spot. Anyways, leave your angry comments down below. For more uneducated expert analysis on film and cinema and the creative field in general, follow us on Twitter at ghettoplex_mp4, on Instagram at ghettoplex.mp4, and subscribe to us on YouTube at Ghettoplex. Support the channel. Buy the Stars and Stripes Freedom Deck, America's playing cards, available exclusively in the USA. Available from La Casa Loca on eBay and Etsy.